HD. I'm Octo.
And this is Loony.
And we're gonna get a new sword this episode. Unless I suck at puzzles. One of those two is gonna happen. I'm either gonna suck at puzzles and die a whole bunch.
You know what? If anyone can fit through that crack, I think they need to eat some meat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I love how that switch is pushed down, but this is not on top of it yet. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Hey.
Come on. There we go. You know how many times that caught me when I was first playing this? Every time.
Conveniently placed spikes.
Yeah.
Is that blood down there?
Yep. So, how possible do you think this is?
Well, I don't know. There's some pretty crazy circus acts.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so...
Ooh, nice push pull there.
Yeah. We're in the royal baths right now. Not the servant baths, as we'll come to later. Come on, I know what to do, cutscene.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, here's the obvious answers of where all the buttons are. As the enemies just stand there, not attacking me. Hey, it's
Ooh.
Alright. Oh. Farah shot me in the back with a sword. Or with a what? With an arrow.
She shot me in the back with a sword.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Have I mentioned how much I don't like fighting in this game?
Couple times.
Couple times, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, it was really good when it came out, but there's just no variety anymore.
Oh, and actually, this was, like, when it came out, it was amazing variety. Like,
Yeah.
no other game that I knew had this kind of...
Yeah, no other game, like, had this style of movement either. Like, this was, Farah, stop shooting me! This is, like, literally super revolutionary for every quote-unquote, like, ninja free-running game.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I was so impressed, me and my friends, with this when it came out.
I'm trying to think of if there was any other acrobatic games before this. Not to this extent.
Yeah, I think this was probably the first of its kind. But
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
North America.
Yeah.
I don't know when Ninja Gaiden came out, and like the one for the Xbox and PlayStation 2.
That's true.
In Japan.
We don't get all the Japanese titles, so
Yeah.
it could have been a Japanese game. But North America, like you said, I think this was the first one.
Yeah, well, at least it was the first popular one. It was like the one to popularize it all.
Yeah. Ongoing battle.
Yep. A battle where I did the exact same thing over and over and over again. Until everything stops moving. Or I accidentally jump on a button. Oh, god dang.
Getting your feet wet.
Yep.
That's gonna be hard running up walls.
Yeah. You know what doesn't make sense?
What's that?
These guys were made out of sand because they're standing in water.
That's true.
They fix that in later games. When they touch water, they die.
Ah. Actually, one of the Prince of Persia games actually does that. If your feet are wet, you can't run up the wall at
It's
first.
all of them.
Is
It's
it?
all of them, yeah. Unless your feet are dry.
Like you run up and you fail the first time, and then you run up again and it's fine.
Yeah, I can show it. Well, it's only if you are standing in the water, you fail. Or, yeah, it does take a few seconds to dry off your feet. But it's like, it's not like if you step in water.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's
Escape
not like,
route.
Yeah. It's not like if you step in water, then the first time you try to run up a wall, like the next time, will fail. It's only if you haven't waited enough time.
Ah.
There we go. Hopefully this is the last one. Yes, it is. Alright. Okay.
One of the... How many animations?
Oh, apparently over 750.
Yeah, and they couldn't add one more for the dagger.
Yeah.
Like for when you don't have
putting
the
away
dagger.
the dagger at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to get that, so I'm just going to stay away from it. Oh, Farah, calm down. It's fine. So, that's what happens when you try to run up walls when your feet are wet. And then, yeah, if you don't wait long enough. See, that was just long enough.
Yeah.
Cutscenes for everything.
I wonder if we'll get to the Hall of Learning today.
Today? It's possible. I don't think we'll finish the Hall of Learning today.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said in the previous video, when I did that the first time, it took me probably a few days.
Yeah, it took a while. I remember we like sat down together and figured it out.
Yeah.
We were both stuck on it in both of our games.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, come on. There we go.
You did it. Hurry, before it closes.
You did it.
I know, right? Gotta love that hexagon or octagon there. They can't draw circles back in the day.
Well, it's just they had to like really lower the textures for the system to be able to actually
It's
handle
going down.
the graphics.
Well, back in the day, this is the HD version, right? But back in the day, these graphics were like second to none.
Yeah. This is the HD version, but I mean, I think you can only HD something so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, this game wasn't meant to be played in HD, so it's like you can see all the imperfections of it when it's in HD.
Yeah, they would have to like totally start it again. Like,
Yeah,
do the
they
game
have to
again.
retexture everything, which I don't think anyone wants to do. When they ever make like an HD remake or HD, because it's not a remake, it's just an HD port. They don't like take the time to make it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just basically converting it.
Yeah. Because I mean, there are like literally HD, well not HD, but like remakes where they completely switch the graphics up. Like I know they did that for Metroid. They had a Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance, which was just the Metroid for the NES, but with Super Metroid graphics, which was for the Super Nintendo.
I've wanted that so long. Well, I think everybody has for GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, obviously, there's been so many attempts and failed attempts to recreate GoldenEye, and it's always the same. It's always like, oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be the GoldenEye, and every time it's like, no.
Yeah, well, they try to modernize it, but like, which the game needs to be modernized, but not to the extent that they're doing. Like, they try to make it a Call of Duty clone, which needs to be modernized to the point where they modernized Perfect Dark and did the HD remake of Perfect Dark, or the HD port for the 360.
Now, when you say modernize, are you talking about the controls?
Not just the control. Well, yeah, mainly the controls, but there's just certain things like frame rate issues and whatnot that they need to fix.
Yeah, that's definitely part of the process of redoing a game.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that with redone graphics and just a
stay there.
You know, 2 analog control scheme.
Yeah.
Would really make that game.
Yeah, like really, that's all you need. Because you look at the GoldenEye remakes now, and it's all like, you know, you have to aim down your sights of your gun, and it's like people don't remember GoldenEye being Call of Duty, so they don't want a GoldenEye Call of Duty.
Yeah, they just want GoldenEye.
They want GoldenEye.
Yeah.
So what you do is you don't give them GoldenEye, you give them GoldenEye dual stick, because dual stick is perfect for first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Like, anyone that disagrees with me, anyone that thinks like the N64 had the best first-person shooters and the best controller and the best like just everything like that, go touch GoldenEye or Perfect Dark. They don't hold up very well.
They don't. But at the same time, it was a very successful switchover from 2D to 3D.
Oh yeah.
The N64 undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Had the greatest impact on me. I know it changed my gaming experience forever. I mean, I know yours was probably
the original
Xbox because that's your generation.
Yeah.
But I'm 10 years older than you, so.
Well, the N64 still was huge in my life.
It was, yeah. But I had spent so much of my life playing 2D, you know, NES, Super NES.
Yeah. That
when that came out, it was just like a whole new world. You know, Mario 64, we were like, this is amazing.
It's a new fantastic point of view.
Yeah. Aladdin reference, really?
That's kind of Persian. No, but yeah, the N64 had some amazing IPs, and that's when Rare just exploded with, like, they could make anything. They could make, I mean, they made a kart racer with Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep. Oh my gosh, Banjo-Kazooie.
GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, you know?
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie, that's a game they still need to can I not walk through this? Okay. They still need to fix Banjo-Kazooie. I'm still bummed at them. Where do I go from here? I feel like oh, I remember. I think. I might not remember. I'm just going to assume this is the correct way. Looks like they want me to jump over here.
Good thing you can control time.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Convenient.
Very convenient. You know, they put all these things that break, just don't put it there. Like, it breaks before I even touch it, so it's like, just don't put it there. I don't need it.
Actually, it would be cool if it broke while you were on it, and then...
Yeah, there's some that are like that, but I mean...
Yeah. But, like, yeah, if it actually made you fall and you had to grab...
Yeah.
I know there's some stuff like that in Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Problem with that is no one likes QuickTime events. So it's like, you have to really hide your QuickTime events properly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in Tomb Raider, it's cool when you're grabbing on a ledge...
Yeah.
And then it breaks, and you have to...
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty obvious QuickTime event.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, they don't do it every time.
No.
That's the problem that a lot of people do, right? Like, God of War, people love it. I've never played it, personally. But, like, every time you kill something, you have to mash circle. Every time.
Yeah.
Like, every time there's a big enemy, mash circle. It's like to rip out their eye, or something like that. It's like, okay. Or I could just cut them until they stop moving. Like, I don't need to rip their eye out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing here, where it's like, you know, you have to stab them with your knife while they're on the ground, where I would just be like, why can't I just cut their heads off?
Yeah.
And that's what you could... Whoa. Camera. A little drunk.
Okay, well...
like, that's what you could do in the other games, right?
Let's be honest, too. Going back to the GoldenEye thing. With the release of the Nintendo 3DS, came a remade Star Fox and a bunch of other games.
Yep.
Now, imagine the same thing applied to GoldenEye.
The problem there is they would need to release a 3DS with 2 sticks.
Yeah, but they did that. They did add the
3DS.
They added
2 sticks. They released a stick expansion.
Yeah, but that, I mean, I have it.
Yeah,
it
so
actually
do I.
does
I
work.
haven't. Yeah, it's been gathering dust. I only used it for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Which
But
Resident Evil doesn't need 2 sticks.
Yeah, my only point is that imagine GoldenEye with the same refurbished look.
Yeah. And like, you know, really, like the people that are into Nintendo stuff, everyone that's into Nintendo has a 3DS.
Yep.
No one has a Wii U and doesn't have a 3DS, right?
Yeah.
Because like Nintendo's giving more love to the 3DS right now. So.
And they're working on a new Zelda title, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm sure they're working on a new one for the 3DS. The Link Between Worlds just came out. I know they're doing one for the Wii U. I know they're working on that. I just want Majora's Mask. That's all I want. HD.
Yes.
Not even HD. Just like up-res. Like Ocarina of Time. I know that's not up-res. I know that's actually redone. But I want Majora's Mask looking like Ocarina of Time 3D with a Master Quest.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you're gonna do Majora's Mask, you might as well do a Master Quest.
Yeah, if you don't give me a Master Quest, I'll still buy it because I'm a sucker and I love Majora's Mask, but I will be very, very disappointed. Like, that's a huge wasted opportunity if you don't do a Master Quest.
Yeah.
Because, like, to be honest, it can't be that hard to make a Master Quest, right? Because you already have all the assets and everything like that. It just means someone has to, like, be really tricky and I guess it does require programming, but I think they could do it.
It does require work because I mean you're
talking
having to
about.
redo camera shots and you're
Yeah.
having to redo stuff like that. But I mean it would be totally worth it.
Yeah.
You know, I would wait for it.
Oh yeah. If they were like Majora's Mask or Majora's Mask with a Master Quest, everyone choose like on an online poll. For a Master Quest, you have to wait another year. I'd be like, absolutely wait for another year for a Master Quest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we've had the discussion, like, what's your favorite Zelda between Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
And you said it's Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Because it's got such a unique story.
It's the story and the gameplay of Majora's Mask I prefer, but I don't like the temples.
Right.
In Majora's Mask. I don't like any of the dungeons.
What I was going to say was, I do really enjoy Majora's Mask, but I think without Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask would not have had the same impact.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
think Ocarina of Time had to happen, where you have a traditional story where, you know, the princess is in trouble and, you know...
Well, it's not that, like, you need an original story. It was just, like...
But that's the classic
Link
story, Link and Zelda story, right?
Mm-hmm. It was just, Ocarina of Time... It was really, really, really good. It was really revolutionary. It was one of the, you know, Nintendo titles that made a good transition to 3D along with Mario. But then there's other stuff that's not necessarily from Nintendo, it's from Konami. But Castlevania, everyone is just like, Castlevania needs to stay 2D. Because Castlevania is perfect in 2D. and then you put it to 3D, and everyone's like, why? Just why? Even like the new one that just came out, Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, people are like, yeah, or you could have just released a 2D RPG, and I would have been just as happy.
You
right?
really have the
Yeah.
So,
this time.
like, Zelda just lent itself so perfectly to 3D. And that's why I'm so bummed out when I see top-down Zeldas now. Because I'm like, you gave me a taste of Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, even Skyward Sword, which I never finished because I thought it was... It could have ended like 6 hours before it ended, and I would have been okay with it. And I don't want to fight the receptionist from Monsters, Inc. as a boss battle at the end of a pirate ship. But
Spoiler!
it's like, it came out like 2011. It's like 3 years ago.
But I lost my cable for my Wii, and so I haven't been able to play it.
that temple.
Did I?
Yeah, I was watching you because both of us were like, this is stupid. Why is this temple so hard? And then it was like, look up and fire an arrow through a grate. Remember that?
Yeah. Although I do...
Farrah, get out of my way. I swear I will cut you.
I do think it's cool, though. They worked really hard on it. And, I mean, made it a longer game so that you got your money's worth for it. And so that you could look at it that way, too.
Yeah, but it's...
You just didn't like the length of it.
No,
it was just too long for you.
Okay, it wasn't that it was too long, right? I love long games. I can dig a 20-hour Zelda game. It's when you make me go through the same areas. It's the same complaints everyone has. Except I'm the only, like, to my knowledge, I'm the only... Well, I'm the only one that thinks it's too long, but everyone's like, why are you making me go through the... Really? Is the jump button just not gonna work?
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up here. Why are you making me walk through the same areas every single time?
Okay, you know I'm Zelda-minded because just there, we were talking about Zelda, I was like, are you gonna pull out your Deku stick and get the fire?
Yeah. But it was just... Some of the... I didn't really like... I wasn't digging the bosses. Although Skyward Sword has some of my favorite bosses. Kaluktos is sweet.
So you have mixed feelings.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. Like, temples and gimmicks. Again, gimmick is not a bad word. People think gimmick is a bad word. Every game has gimmicks. It's just dependent on how good the gimmicks are. You know what I mean? Like, this game's gimmick is time travel. You can manipulate time. That's a gimmick. It's great, though. Right? So...
Stay there. I'll come down.
The gimmick of the... I think you remember this from Skyward Sword. The time traveling gems, like you'd smack the gems and like that certain area would go back in time.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was the only one that I know that hates that.
Really?
I hate that.
I think it's really awesome.
Everyone was like, it makes for such cool like puzzle solving, and I was like, no. The entire time I was like, this is super annoying.
They did that. What was it? They did that in. I'm trying to remember. They did that in Twilight Princess for the Temple of Time.
Yeah, it was a little different though because it wasn't like an entire area. It was just a temple. And it was very, very, very limited. Okay, hold on. Here's something that... Okay, so I can move this, right? This would close that door and open that door back up, right?
Yeah.
Now, in the original game, you keep going, just like I can keep going now, and you can hear another door open. But there's no other door in the room. So you're like, okay, well, I just got this sword that can break walls, and if you look really closely, you can see, like, jagged lines where there is a... Like, you could break the wall, you see?
Yeah.
But you can't break the wall anymore. Now, what was here in the original game was you break that wall, go to, like, another, like, life extender place, but instead of getting a life extension, it would let you play the original Prince of Persia. That was on MS-DOS.
Oh, really?
Now, they took that out of this game, presumably because there's an HD remake version of that game on the PSN, the PS Store and the Xbox Live Marketplace, which to me it's a little scummy to take it out of the game, because I bought this game as a carbon copy of the old game but HD, and you changed a huge Easter egg.
Maybe they were having an issue with it.
I don't think they were having an issue with it. I'm sure you can convert an MS-DOS game. You don't have to make it HD. It's a DOS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you never know, right? I mean,
I think it's just because there was money that was going to be lost.
You're mad. I know you're mad at Ubisoft. I know you were
done it before.
I know you were angry with Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
The bonus content.
Yeah.
Because the way they did it,
the first one was already on disc, and you paid to unlock kilobytes to unlock a key, which is stupid.
Oh, the missions were good.
Yeah, but like that's like the cardinal sin of any game developer, because Capcom is doing that, where they're just like, hey, here's a fighting game. We actually have 30 characters on disc. Here's 8. Yeah. Now, every month we'll make you pay $3 for a new one. It's like, come on. Oh, push the wrong button. So now everything is slow. I'm just gonna stab all these guys.
Boom.
Come on. Farah, you can help. Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna have to be the last fight. We're running like 21 minutes.
Okay.
I couldn't end it when we're in the middle of a puzzle, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, it's scummy when devs put stuff on disc and then they can pay for it after. And now, not every game is like that. And some people hate DLC because it has like a reputation of doing that. DLC is one of the greatest things ever invented. Like when you release a game and I love it, and then you give me more of it for $5, sure, that's fine. When you release a game that's complete with the DLC, the quote-unquote DLC on the disc, and then you make me pay $5 to unlock something that's already on the disc that I purchased, that's scummy. And that's what's not okay. That's like just straight up robbery at that point.
Speaking of DLC, one of my favorite DLCs was actually the Prince of Persia with Elika.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be playing that coming up in this series, but it was really well done.
Yeah, I never played that
DLC. Yeah, it was really good. And the thing is that the game ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So it was like you just really wanted it.
It ended with DLC in mind. Which,
it did.
Again, a lot of people don't like. I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
You can end with DLC in mind. I don't care.
For sure. And the other thing too, little spoiler alert if you haven't played the DLC, but it still ends up on a cliffhanger at the end of it. But you're a little more satisfied. At least I was.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing about that Prince of Persia that kind of bummed me out, was it wasn't received very well by the general public. It was received very, very well by reviewers and critics, but it wasn't received all that well from just people. Because it wasn't this Prince of Persia, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it went from fighting groups of people, groups of
fighting
creatures to fighting one.
If you're lucky. Like, sometimes there wasn't anyone to fight in the area, which I'm totally cool with, because I play Prince of Persia for the platforming, not for the fighting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's perfect for you.
Yeah. That's why I dug it so much.
Yeah. Plus, it just looked really nice.
Yeah.
Like, the
It
game,
looked
they
like
did
a watercolor painting, and the bosses were sweet.
Yeah, they were.
Bosses were so good.
Absolutely. And there was a few little Easter eggs in there. I know there was one. There was one achievement that was an assassin achievement.
Yeah.
Where you stand atop this big, tall
thing. Yeah, it's
thing.
the highest point in the game.
Yeah.
It's like Assassin's Peak or something.
The Assassin's
like
Peak, yeah. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Same creators.
Yeah, and they have references to this game, like where the prince, who's not even a prince in that game, is looking for his donkey, and his donkey's named Farah.
Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to skip this. We will see you next time